Hi, everyone. I'm Julie Reeve. I'm with the Greater Wildwood Chamber of Commerce. I'm the membership manager, and I want to welcome everyone and thank you for joining us. We are going to have a four-part virtual series in partnership with Sudden Impact Agency. Again, we are thankful that you're on here with us, and we're going to turn it over to Jennifer Esposito. And again, she's with the Sudden Impact Agency. Jen?
Yeah. Hi guys, how are you today? You guys all over the snow, I'm sure, right? I did a video series. This is gonna be all the logistics, all the boring stuff, kind of just to kind of really understand where we are with AI and where it's going. And I hope you guys find this interesting. So what we're gonna do is I have a brief video. Well, it's about a 25-minute video. It'll walk you through some stuff. And then we're going to put some real life exercises together, just using a basic chat GPT. You guys may have used it, but I really just want to introduce the basics for business owners, maybe to help save you a little bit of time along your journey in the future. So as we all know, AI is really here to stay. And you just really kind of get you comfortable with the idea and seeing how it could fit into your business is really what this first session is all about. And once this is done, we'll jump into a chat GPT. We'll open it up in a browser and then do some funny and fun things that you can maybe use for your business in the future. Can everybody see my screen about what is AI and what is not? Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Great. So I'm just going to go ahead and jump right through this and we'll go from there and then I'll open it up for questions. But I'll go ahead and play this and get it started. Okay. Thanks for joining us.
Everyone, welcome and thank you for being here. My name is Jen Esposito, co-founder of Sudden Impact Agency. My work focuses on helping businesses navigate change, especially during times when new technology begins reshaping how we operate, communicate, and grow. And right now, we're in one of those moments. Artificial intelligence is everywhere, and for many leaders, it can feel like the ground is shifting, not because you're afraid of innovation, but because you're responsible for real people, real operations, and real swept up in the hype. That's why today's conversation matters. This isn't about becoming AI experts. It's about clarity. There's a lot of noise around AI. Some see it as magic, some as dangerous, and some as something that will replace everyone. Today is simply about understanding what AI actually is and what it isn't, so you can make informed, confident decisions as it becomes part of everyday business. And just so you know, this entire slide deck will be available to you afterward. Today is simply about understanding what AI actually is and what it isn't, so you can make informed, confident decisions as it becomes part of everyday business. And just so you know, this entire slide deck will be available to you. So before we dive in, I want to set expectations for today. This is not going to be technical. We're not going to get lost in jargon. And this isn't about hype. Instead, we're going to walk through 6 simple ideas that will help make sense of what AI actually is and how it fits into real businesses. We'll talk about what AI really means in plain English. We'll clear up some of the biggest myths that create confusion. We'll look at what AI can realistically do today, not 5 years from now. We'll also talk about its limits, because understanding what AI cannot do is just as important. Then we'll explore where it may fit inside a business and where it probably shouldn't. And finally, we'll touch on some practical risks. So this isn't just about opportunity, but about awareness too. The goal is simple: clarity. In plain English, AI is software that learns from examples. Instead of being programmed step by step for every decision, it studies patterns, much like a new employee learns by observing. It looks at thousands of examples, identifies similarities, and begins making educated predictions. Over time, the more it's used, the more accurate it becomes, not because someone reprograms it, but because it improves through experience. The way AI works is actually less mysterious than most people think. It starts by reviewing examples. For instance, spam filters learn by seeing thousands of emails labeled as spam or not spam. From there, AI begins spotting patterns. Maybe certain words, structures, or signals show up repeatedly. It then forms internal rules, almost like mental shortcuts. If it looks like this, it's probably that. Then, when it encounters something new, it applies what it has learned. It's very similar to how we train someone. We don't give them every answer. We give them enough examples so they can start recognizing patterns on their own. There are really three main types of AI that show up in business. First, there's generative AI. This is the one that creates things like writing, images, or ideas. Then there's predictive AI, which helps forecast outcomes or spot patterns. And finally, there's automation AI, which follows rules to complete tasks consistently. For most businesses, generative AI is usually where the first real impact happens because it helps with things like writing, brainstorming, and everyday communication. One of the most important things to understand is that AI isn't new. It's already part of everyday life. When your email filters spam, that's AI. When online stores suggest products, that's AI. When maps adjust your route based on traffic, that's AI. Even many customer chat tools you see online are AI driven. The difference today is not that AI suddenly appeared. The difference is that you can now interact with it directly. Sometimes it helps to move away from theory and imagine what this looks like in practice. Think about a typical day in your business. You start the morning and your inbox is already filling up. Instead of writing every response from scratch, AI can help draft replies that you review and send. Later in the morning, you're thinking about posting on social media. Instead of staring at a blank screen, AI can help generate captions based on what you're promoting. Around midday, customer questions come in through your website. AI can answer common questions instantly, things like hours, pricing, or availability. In the afternoon, you might be reviewing performance. AI can summarize what's happening in your sales or engagement data. And toward the end of the day, when you're thinking about future content, AI can suggest ideas based on what your customers are already searching for. None of this requires technical expertise. It simply adds support across the day. In many ways, AI is already working quietly behind the scenes. It's helping finish emails by suggesting replies or polishing what you've written. It can schedule meetings by coordinating availability and sending reminders. It supports marketing by drafting copy for posts, emails, or promotions. It answers common customer questions instantly, even outside of business hours. And it can analyze reports by summarizing key trends and highlighting what matters most. And often, it's doing this for less than the cost of a monthly software subscription. Email is one of the biggest time drains in most businesses. And the interesting part is AI is already built into many of the tools you're using every day. For example, AI can draft a full reply based on just a one-line summary. Instead of writing from scratch, you can simply describe what you want to say. And tools like Google Gemini, ChatGPT, or Microsoft Copilot can turn that into a polished response. It can also adjust tone with a single click. So if you need something to sound more formal, more friendly, or more firm, AI can help shape the message without rewriting everything yourself. Another big help is summarizing long email threads. Instead of reading through 10 back and forth messages, AI can highlight the key points so you immediately understand what matters. And it can even create follow-up sequences that go out automatically when needed. Many of these capabilities are already built into tools you may be using. Gmail's Smart Reply suggests short responses right inside your inbox. Microsoft Copilot can draft, summarize, and even coach your writing. ChatGPT can generate a professional reply in seconds. And tools like Superhuman are designed specifically to speed up email workflows for busy business owners. So if you're using Gmail or Outlook today, there's a good chance AI features are already active. The key thing to remember is you're still in control. AI helps remove the blank screen and the repetitive work. You review, decide, and send. Scheduling is one of those things that seems small, but quietly takes up a surprising amount of time. Booking meetings, sending confirmations, reminding people to show up, and handling reschedules can easily turn into a constant back and forth. AI scheduling tools simplify this process. Instead of manually coordinating times, you set your availability once. From there, AI creates a booking link that clients or customers can use to select a time that works for them. When they choose a time, the AI checks your calendar in real time, confirms the appointment instantly, and sends the details to both parties. It also handles reminders automatically, which helps reduce missed appointments. And if someone needs to reschedule, they can do so through the same link without needing to call or email you. Behind the scenes, your calendar updates automatically. Tools like Calendly or Acuity are built specifically for this. Even platforms like Google Calendar now include AI features that suggest meeting times or draft invitations for you. So instead of spending time coordinating logistics, AI allows your calendar to manage the process while you stay focused on the actual work. Marketing often feels overwhelming, especially when you don't have a full team behind you. This is where AI can step in as support. For example, if you describe your product or promotion in plain language, AI can generate several ready-to-use social media captions almost instantly. Instead of staring at a blank screen, you're starting with ideas that you can refine. The same applies to email campaigns. You can tell AI what you're offering, who it's for, and what outcome you want. And it can draft a subject line, the body of the email, and even a call to action. AI can also generate ad copy, giving you multiple headline options to test instead of guessing what might work. The important part is this: AI gives you a strong starting point, but you still review, adjust, and make sure it reflects you. Beyond writing, AI can also help you multiply your efforts. If you give AI a topic, it can create a full draft of a blog post in minutes. It can also generate visuals or graphics based on a simple description, even if you don't have design experience. And one of the biggest time savers is repurposing. A single blog post can quickly become social media captions, an email update, or a short summary for your website. Instead of creating everything from scratch, you're turning one piece of content into many. Customer service is another area where AI is already making a very practical impact. Many routine questions that come into a business tend to be predictable. Things like hours, pricing, location, availability, or return policies. AI tools can handle those kinds of questions instantly without requiring someone to stop what they're doing to respond. It can also help qualify new leads before a person ever steps in. For example, it can gather basic information or guide someone toward the right next step. It can assist with bookings or reservations directly through a website. It can send updates, confirmations, or tracking information, and even collect feedback after a purchase. This allows the more repetitive interactions to happen smoothly and consistently. But there are still moments where people matter most: when someone is frustrated, when something has gone wrong, or when a situation requires judgment. That's why the strongest customer service usually combines both: AI for routine support and people for relationships. Customer service is another area where AI is already making a very practical impact. Many routine questions that come into a business tend to be predictable. Things like hours, pricing, location, availability, or return policies. AI tools can handle those kinds of questions instantly. without requiring someone to stop what they're doing to respond. It can also help qualify new leads before a person ever steps in. For example, it can gather basic information or guide someone toward the right next step. It can assist with bookings or reservations directly through a website. It can send updates, confirmations, or tracking information, and even collect feedback after a purchase. This allows the more repetitive interactions to happen smoothly and consistently. But there are still moments where people matter most. When someone is frustrated, when something has gone wrong, or when a situation requires judgment. That's why the strongest customer service usually combines both AI for routine support and people for relationships. Many business owners spend time trying to understand reports and numbers. AI can help by summarizing information into plain language insights. Instead of manually reviewing spreadsheets, AI can highlight what's growing, what's slowing down, and where opportunities may exist. It can analyze things like customer behavior, marketing performance, or feedback trends. This turns raw information into something usable. For example, you might describe common customer feedback themes and ask AI to identify patterns that can quickly reveal what people consistently love or where improvements may be needed without sharing any private business data. AI isn't limited to large companies. It's already being used by everyday businesses. For example, a hair salon might use AI booking tools to reduce no-shows. A retail store could use AI to write hundreds of product descriptions quickly. A restaurant may use a chatbot to handle reservations and common questions. A real estate agent could generate listings and follow-up emails. Trades businesses may use AI for quotes and customer follow-ups. And coaches often use it to turn one webinar into multiple pieces of content. These are practical uses, not futuristic ones. There's a lot of misunderstanding about AI, often shaped by movies. But the tools available today are very different from those portrayals. AI is not a robot brain. It doesn't think or feel. It isn't magic. It works only with the information it's given. And it's not replacing people. Its role is to handle repetitive work, not judgment, creativity, or relationships. There are a few common myths about AI that tend to create unnecessary fear or unrealistic expectations. One of the biggest is the idea that AI understands everything. In reality, AI only works from what it has been trained on. Outside of that, it may guess, and sometimes it can be wrong. Another myth is that AI is always right. It isn't. AI can make mistakes and provide incorrect information, which is why it's important to verify anything that truly matters. Some people also worry that AI will run their business, but AI is a tool, not a manager. It still requires clear direction and human oversight. And finally, there's the belief that AI is only for large companies. In truth, many AI tools are free or low cost and built specifically with small businesses in mind. Understanding these realities helps move AI from something mysterious into something manageable. So, after understanding what AI is and what it isn't, it's helpful to look at what it can realistically do inside a business today. One of the most common uses is writing. AI can help draft emails, social media posts, product descriptions, or blog content, giving you a strong starting point instead of beginning from scratch. It can also assist with answering customer questions through chat tools, allowing routine inquiries to be handled without interrupting your workflow. AI can analyze information, helping identify patterns in things like customer reviews or website activity. It can support scheduling and organization by managing bookings, reminders, and follow-ups. It can translate communication into different languages when needed, and it can help generate visual assets from simple descriptions. The common theme here is support. AI helps with execution while people remain responsible for direction and decision making. These are not future capabilities. These are tools many businesses are already using right now. Time is often the biggest constraint in running a business. AI helps most in areas where repetition exists. Writing and content creation can often be done much faster. Customer questions can be handled automatically, even outside of business hours. Data that once took hours to review can be summarized in minutes. Scheduling and reminders can run without manual effort. And even visual content creation can happen more quickly. Even saving just a few hours per week can add up significantly over time. Understanding what AI cannot do is just as important. AI cannot think independently. It does not truly create new ideas. It works from patterns. It cannot build trust or relationships, and it cannot make ethical decisions. It also depends heavily on the quality of the information it's given. People still provide leadership, judgment, and responsibility. Some situations should always involve a person. Sensitive conversations, especially involving hardship or frustration, need human care. Legal or financial advice should never rely solely on AI. And hiring decisions should always include human review. When something affects people in meaningful ways, a person should be involved. There are also situations where misuse can create risk. Public communication during a crisis should come from a real person, and confidential or private information should not be shared with public AI tools. AI can process information, but it cannot understand consequences the way people do. So keeping humans in charge of what truly matters remains essential. At this point, it becomes less about choosing between people and AI and more about understanding how they work together, because each brings something different. People bring judgment, the ability to weigh context and nuance. They bring empathy, the ability to understand emotions and respond appropriately. They bring creativity, the ability to imagine something entirely new. And they bring accountability, the responsibility that comes with decision making. AI, on the other hand, brings speed. It can complete tasks in seconds that might otherwise take hours. It brings consistency, performing the same process reliably every time. It brings scale, handling many interactions at once, and it brings memory, quickly processing large amounts of information. When used together, each fills in the gaps of the other. The goal isn't to replace human strengths, it's to support them. That's where the real value lives. When using AI in business, one simple habit makes a big difference. Always review what it produces. AI can be helpful, but it can also be confidently wrong. So it's important to ask a few simple questions. Is the information accurate? Does the tone fit your brand? Is it appropriate for the audience? Is it safe to share? And most importantly, does it sound like you? AI is best thought of as a first draft tool. It helps get you started, but the final version still belongs to you. One of the most helpful ways to think about AI is not as something that replaces people's needs, but as something that supports them. A simple mental model is this: AI works best as a fast, tireless assistant. It doesn't get overwhelmed, it doesn't forget, and it doesn't mind doing the same thing over and over again. So the real value comes from using it where repetition exists. For example, AI can handle common customer questions, things like hours, services, or availability, allowing your team to focus on conversations that actually require personal attention. It can create the first draft of emails or posts, so you're not starting from scratch every time you communicate. It can sort and summarize large amounts of information, turning pages of content into a few key points. It can send follow-up reminders consistently, which helps ensure nothing falls through the cracks. AI can generate reports from data, giving you a clearer picture without requiring hours of manual review. But there are still areas where people should remain firmly in charge. Decisions that affect people's lives or livelihoods, building relationships with customers and clients, shaping creative direction and strategy, handling situations that require empathy or judgment, and reviewing anything AI produces before it goes out into the world. When used this way, AI becomes less about automation and more about freeing people to focus on the work that truly requires human insight. One of the biggest reasons businesses hesitate with AI is the feeling that they need to do everything at once. But the reality is that's not necessary. You don't need a full transformation overnight. In fact, the most effective way to begin is to start small. Think about the one task in your day that feels repetitive or time consuming, something you do again and again. That's often the best place to experiment. Choose one tool that can help with that task. Spend a little time getting familiar with it, not mastering it, just understanding how it works. Once you find something useful, create a simple process around it. Maybe it becomes your new way of drafting emails or preparing social posts or organizing follow-ups. Then, over time, you can expand gradually. Instead of trying to change everything, you build confidence step by step. Small wins tend to lead to lasting change. While AI can be incredibly useful, it's important to recognize that it isn't risk-free. Like any powerful tool, it needs to be used thoughtfully. For example, AI can sometimes produce information that sounds confident, but isn't actually correct. That's why reviewing outputs is always important. Privacy is another key consideration. Sensitive customer details, financial data, or internal business information should be handled carefully and not shared casually with public tools. Bias can also appear in AI-generated results. Because AI learns from past information, it may reflect existing patterns that aren't always fair or balanced. And there are still evolving questions around ownership of AI-generated content. Who owns it? How should it be used? These are areas still developing. Understanding these risks doesn't mean avoiding AI. It simply means using it responsibly with awareness instead of assumption. So as we start to bring everything together, this slide really captures the big picture. In simple terms, AI is software that learns from examples. It's designed to support repetitive work, and in many cases, it's already built into the tools you use every day. It's not limited to large organizations. It's available to businesses of all sizes, but it's also only as strong as the information it works with. At the same time, it's important to remember what AI is not. It's not a thinking or feeling machine. It's not always correct. It doesn't replace human judgment, and it isn't magic. It has real limits. So the goal isn't to fear it, but to use it thoughtfully with oversight. This is where everything becomes personal. Up until now, we've talked about what AI is, what it can do, and where it fits in general. But this slide is really about you, because the real question isn't, where does AI exist? It's, where could it actually make a difference in my day? Think about where time quietly slips away. Is it writing, drafting emails, proposals, or posts? Is it answering the same customer questions repeatedly? Is it scheduling and managing calendars? Is it trying to keep up with marketing or making sense of reports and numbers? AI can help in each of these areas, not by replacing your role, but by reducing the effort required. Even saving a few hours each week can create meaningful space over time. So instead of trying to apply AI everywhere, it often helps to identify just one area where time could be used better. That's usually the strongest place to begin. As we wrap up the overview, it's important to remember that you don't need to become an AI expert. You just need a starting point. A simple way to begin is by observing where AI already shows up in your daily tools, things like email, maps, or social media. Then try just one tool. It doesn't have to be complicated. Even something free like ChatGPT, Gemini, or Canva AI can be a good place to start. From there, it helps to set simple boundaries. Decide what tasks AI can assist with and where human review should remain part of the process. Over time, you can build from that foundation, exploring how AI might save time in areas like marketing, customer service, or administrative work. The key is to start small and grow from experience. I hope you found this information helpful, and I truly appreciate your time. My goal today was simply to give you a clear, honest foundation for understanding what AI is, what it isn't, and how it can realistically support your business. So instead of talking about it any further, let's move from ideas to action. Let's make this practical. Now, we're going to shift gears a little and have some fun. While I switch gears, go ahead and open up a new browser tab and head to ChatGPT. I'll drop the link into the Zoom chat for you. I'll also give you a moment to create a free account using your email if you don't already have one. And after we go through this quick exercise together, I'll be happy to open it up for any questions you may have.
Okay, well, as you guys know, I wasn't speaking during that, so that's just another AI tool. Kind of takes the pressure off of, am I going to pause? Am I going to, you know, do ums and all that. So to me, it was just easier to give you all the boring stuff and get that out of the way. So I'm just going to give you a couple seconds to open up the new ChatGPT. It's in the link. So we can go ahead and do that. We'll do something fun. And then I'll be available for any questions. And then I also wanted to see, like, was this actually useful? Because I know we have a couple more training sessions ahead of us. And I want us to be able to use that time to really focus in on what you need. Even though we have a schedule, I wanted to kind of get some feedback and see what you thought about today's lesson and really where you guys have questions and where we can zero in on, because everything is fluid. I mean, we can, I can put together and update the lesson, no problem. So, if everybody has a ChatGPT browser open, I think, like I mentioned several times in the video, it really for me is content. I often struggle creating funny things or a call to action on my Facebook or LinkedIn. So I thought we'd do something fun today in the ChatGPT browser. And I'm going to share my screen again. Let's see. There we go. Share. And I have let's hide this. Okay. I have a little exercise for us, and I'll drop this into the prompt as well. Let me just close this. You guys are getting set up. Okay. So, I mean, by a show of hands, how many of you have used ChatGPT? A lot? Couple? Do you use it a lot? I mean, I use it I always refine my emails. I'll get my thought in there, and then I love doing it that way too, because it really doesn't, I'm not just staring at the screen like, oh God, help me. What do I say now? Or grammar or whatever the case may be. But yeah, I use it a lot too. So one of the things that I like to do is once you're in ChatGPT, I like to just give like a call to action. So basically just type in the ChatGPT, create 10 funny call to action for my type of business. So if you're a plumber, if you're a banker or whatever the case may be, create 10 funny call to actions. And let's just say for a florist, for my floral shop, let's say, or whatever your business is. I like to choose 10. I even do 20, sometimes even 30, because they're not always so funny. But you can probably choose from 10 and just boom, that quick. So let's see. And I'd love to see what you guys come up with too. And then we're gonna, from there, you're gonna pick out the funniest ones that you like, or the one of the funniest. But now you have ad content. Now you have something that, you can instantly turn into something that, hey, I can now just throw up a post on Facebook just to keep your content flowing. I know sometimes it's hard to come up with ideas, especially when you're busy running your business. So, let's see. You guys all have ChatGPT up and running. You guys good?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
No.
Let's see.
Where's the link at?
Oh, it's in the chat, the Zoom chat. You see it there?
No, I'm trying to get to it.
No problem.
Bruno, it should be at the bottom of your page.
And if not, it's just chatgpt.com.
Okay.
And if you can't find it, just stop in the office. We'll help you set it up on your phone or your laptop, whatever.
Okay.
Just stop
I
in. We
think
can
I
set
got
it up.
I think I got it.
All right.
And if you don't like any of the results, I always more. And so if you don't like the tone, you can just say it'll ask you, do you want it sassier? Do you want it more serious?
Lisa's got some good ones for the chamber.
You did?
Go ahead, Lisa. Give them one or two.
It's just I came up with join the chamber because your business deserves more sunshine than your beach chair.
That's
Good
good.
one.
Catch more leads than a fisherman at sunrise. The other one we liked was good vibes, great connections, even better ROI. Dive on in.
See? And now they got an ad right there. This is their call to action. I like sassier, so I'm gonna put in create 10 more CTAs, more sassier. And it's funny I put SAS. But it's fun to see what comes back. My thing is really just to try to take out the fear of AI. Yeah, there's so much negativity around it. It doesn't have to be so terrible. So what I ask you to do is then the one that you find is the funniest, we're just going to take it and copy and paste it back into there. Let's see. Fix it with flowers because she fixes it without you. Real one send flowers without being told.
That's factual.
Flowers, the original damage control. Send flowers is cheaper than sleeping on the couch. Okay, that's a good one. All right, so now we're gonna just post it right back into the bar here. And then we're gonna just say, create me a funny meme to post. A funny meme to post with this on for social media or whatever. Post, let's say, for social media. And then you can make it like, you can say cartoon, not cartoon, you can say real life, but you can mess around with it and see what comes up. And it should say generating image. Or it'll break it down that it'll give you text. Okay. Create image. But I love messing around with ChatGPT, seeing what it comes up with. Now there's, these are all free versions of it. There is a paid version of it. But, it's less than $20. It's around $20 a month, but there's really no need if you're just really constructing emails and things like that. And a lot of the tools that I mentioned in the video presentation is all, they offer a free version of that too. So you don't have to break the bank trying these things out. That's pretty fun. That's pretty cute. I would encourage you guys to just drop it if you wanted to share it into the thing. Anybody else get anything funny that they like? Nothing good. What kind of businesses do you guys run?
We have a travel agent on. We have a vice president of the bank. We have some motels. Um, Bruno does like custom t-shirts and sweatshirts, souvenir type things. That's all I can see on my original page there. Yeah.
So while you guys are messing around with ChatGPT, did I teach you anything today? Did I answer any questions or clear up anything? And also, what would you guys want to see for next week? I want this to be more interactive, and really be able to teach you guys, but at your level. So everyone's at a different level, and I just want to make sure you're going to get the most out of it. Because this is my passion. We're here to help, and I don't want to make it scary or too technical. So any of your feedback would be greatly appreciated on that. So feel free to speak to me and just yell out in the class. That's just how I roll. So
And I think I hit it. I think you hit exactly what we were hoping for, which was, a very basic introduction for AI. A lot of our members were afraid of even exploring any kind of AI. So I think that was, I think you did it today. I'm so excited to share this back with the class, as well as with, we're going to put it up on our YouTube page, and we'll share the link with our members and hope that they'll join us next week. So next week, we're doing basic work assistant, AI. Again, I think as long as it's sort of like this Chat GPT that you showed us, like how to actually go in and do it, where to find it. Terry O'Connell's going to share her meme. Terry is so creative. I can't wait to see that. So, I loved, you did exactly what we asked you. I thank you so much with this. I do want to say with the Chat GPT, we use it here at the chamber. We are, a workhorse here, and there's 3.5 of us here, right? So you have to use it. So ChatGPT has become our friend here. What we found the most successful is be very specific with ChatGPT with what you're looking for. You don't need punctuation. You don't even need to spell what you want right on ChatGPT. You do have to check it, right? You can have a run-on sentence. My daughter's an English major. She almost has heart attacks watching me write in the ChatGPT. But be very specific. So if you're looking for something for your social media, you have to say, act as a social media content creator, creating gut engagement. You want people to follow you. You want people to like you. You have to tell the ChatGPT exactly what your end goal is. And then they come up with these fabulous fonts and prompts and all that other stuff. So, Terry, we're not getting you yet, so I'm going to add you as a co-host.
Yeah, I can't figure out how to copy and paste it
No. I'm
into
going
the
to add you as a
chat.
co-host, and then you can just share your screen if you want.
Okay.
I might add you as a share screen, but I feel like Lisa might end up having to do this because, oh, wait, here you go. I got to go over here. Right? So Terry O'Connor.
Attachment into the
3 dots. Make co-host. All right. I just made you a co-host so you can share us because I know it's good. It won't let you share the pictures in the chat. All right, Tom, I'm going to make, if anybody wants to be, I'm going to make Tom a co-host too, and hopefully it'll let him share.
I don't think it will, because I'm trying to attach a PDF for you guys. You'd have to share your screen.
Yeah, they have to. We just made co-hosts, so they should be able to pick up as a shared at that point. So, but that's all I have to say. Everybody else talk. I like, again, this is what we wanted.
Questions, if there's anything.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention to you that in the process that we went through, it just sort of expanded my brain a little bit.
Good.
I didn't know where to start, where to finish, what was the most effective. I've used ChatGPT a couple times, and not sure if I did right or wrong. But just this presentation just made me a little bit wrap my arms around it a little bit tighter. And you know, uh, spread to, even some people in our back office that do a lot of the work that, you know, orders from people and things like that. And uh, how many times do we miss calls? And um, just, I just think there's a way to wrap our arms around it now that we went through this today. And I need to take it on to a little bit deeper level, but it just expanded my brain a little bit.
Great. I'm so happy to hear that. And we're going to go through this journey together because there is a little hesitancy about it and really where to start. So this was the first step. And I also have, which I'll email to, Tracy. I have a easy prompting guide. I have 50 easy business prompts that you guys can all use in a PDF. So you can just get some ideas from it. And just give you some ideas because even just getting insights, I know I kept repeating myself in the video about it, but getting business insights. Like let's say I run a bicycle shop. Obviously, your busy times, especially since it's so seasonal, but what are the new trends that customers are looking for? What's important? Like things that you don't realize that customers may be looking for in the future or currently looking for. It scans the entire internet of trends and is able to give that to you. So it puts you ahead of your competition. And I think that's really where this is important because when you look at it as a tool that can go out and search information that you don't have necessarily access to, it's just like Google, but Google will just give you website after website after website. This will take it all, summarize it all, and then put it into easy data to digest. So, hey, I own a bicycle shop. Next year's trend is, uh, motorized bicycles, or, that type of thing, or whatever the case may be, whatever it is towards your business. But you'd be surprised when you start thinking about, hey, what do I need to do next year? Like what happened last year that I can teach and learn to make my business better. And that's really where it comes in, is really just gaining the extra edge, having the knowledge. So I'm glad you found this useful. And we'll definitely, dive in a little deeper now that we got the basics out of the way. But as you notice, I didn't talk at all during the video, but it just seem more to me just this way. It's out of the way. I don't have to worry about clicking around and all that stuff. So yeah, to me, it was a tool. Might have been boring to you guys, but to me, it was a great tool. And that's just where we're at today. So a lot of the videos you see, sometimes even on YouTube now, they're not talking. They're AI generated videos, which is a little crazy and scary, but I will show you one next week as well. So you'll see me as a video in a video speaking my actual self. Of course, I'm prettier and a little younger in this, but definitely it's fun to mess around with. So the tools are there and I really appreciate everyone's time and hopefully I'll see you all next week and we'll dive down a little deeper.
That was mine. I don't know.
Any more questions for anybody?
I just want to add, Jen, thank you very much for this. We appreciate it. If everybody's looking at the screen right now, you can see the other one that just jumped up, which is pretty funny, booking your own trip. I want to remind you about the next session. So session 2, AI as a basic work assistant, is Thursday, March 5th at 10 o'clock. If you haven't registered, please register. We'll be posting this session on our YouTube and the link will be emailed. We'll also email what Jen had said about what she was sending over to us. We'll get that out to you. And again, we're here, Greater Wildwood Chamber of Commerce. I'm the membership manager. We have Lisa and Dee is here and Tracy was here. But we're all here to help you. So if, like Bruno, if you need help, just stop in. I use Chat GPT all the time. I write my letters. I'll fancy my letters up a little bit more with it. Like the things that we're making here, you can just say, hey, I don't want women in that. I want men, or I want children, or I want to use pastel colors. You can do anything you want with it. It's so great.
Yeah.
It really is. So
Yeah,
again, here to assist you.
just
Yeah,
became a
Bruno,
little
come
bit
see
more,
me.
yeah, it became a little bit more natural in my mind as to, the right side and the left side, where can we go?
Exactly. And
Yeah.
you got to start small, and then like Jen said, and then you start with some letters, create your
Awesome.
letter, put it in there and say, hey, let me have this more professional, or make what Jen made here and say, you know what, I want it brighter. I want it in a kitchen. I want flowers around it, or whatever, So thank you again, Jen. We really appreciated it.
Thank you
No
very much.
problem. And I'll see you guys all next week.
Okay.
And if you have any
Okay.
questions, you're welcome to always reach out to myself as well. And I also have an AI employee that you're always welcome to call and just pick her brain. So you're welcome to that as well. So thank you guys. I will see you next week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.